Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I am going to go over the 10 mercenaries that are available for use this week, which is August 24th and August 25th for Apex Arena. Now, before I get started on that though, I should mention, my guild, Snow, which is on the Rocky Valley server, is currently recruiting. We've removed some inactive, so we currently have 2 open slots. So if you're on the Rocky Valley server, feel free to apply to my guild and we will be happy to accept you. So with that said, let's jump into the Apex Arena section of the team formation and talk about the mercenaries that are available. So first, I'm going to go over the one that's definitely very useful, which is the Elwyn, also from Rocky Valley, from Suwin, who is one of the Rocky Valley Mega Whales. So this Elwyn, even though it only has 5,910 power, it's ideally built up. First of all, it has Apex boots with 9% attack and plus 10% crit hit chance with the Breeze enchant. So this is already like the perfect accessory for an Elwyn. Next, every single enchant, if you look at this, gives plus attack. There's 9% attack here, 3% attack here with defense and magic defense increase. There's another 4% attack here with hit points increase, and there's another 15% attack increase here. So you're looking at 15 plus 4 plus 3, so 22. 22 plus 9, you're looking at a 31% attack increase, which is absolutely ridiculous. Most people are lucky to have just 25. This one has 31% attack increase. In addition to that, there's also the plus 10% crit hit chance, and it's just an ideal enchant, ideal equipment situation, right? Plus 1 mobility, so that Elwyn can actually reach the enemies. Chief's Helmet to buff up your other allies, right? Especially with the prevention of being healed that you can apply on an ally. So yeah, this is literally just about the very best possible setup you can have on an Elwyn. The only change you could consider really would be replacing this Errant Knight with a Ragnarok for PvP. But other than that, this is ideal. So 100% I would suggest bringing this Elwyn. Frankly speaking, it's better than my own personal Elwyn, and my Elwyn's at 6,228 power. So even though my Elwyn technically has more power than this one, practical usage, this Elwyn is more powerful than mine. Alright, so that's the first character covered, the Elwyn from the Mega Whale on Rocky Valley, Suwin. So let's go over the rest of the mercenaries now. The second mercenary to talk about then, will go down, is this Bozo here, from the Baldia server, from the Commander Fire Emblem. I actually don't like this Bozo because I don't like the Veil of Light that's equipped on it. In PvP, mobility is pretty much king. So the fact that that Bozo has a Veil of Light rather than speed boots reduces the chance of you being able to use Earthquake on the enemies. It's giving your opponents an easier time to evade these AoE blasts. So that's why I personally am going to use my own Bozo rather than this 6302 power Bozo. It's personal preference. I mean, if you can definitely use this Bozo, don't get me wrong, but I just personally prefer to use my own with the extra mobility. So, next, Ledin. And this Ledin is from the Solrath server, from the commander, Neo Kairos. This Ledin is actually almost perfectly built up. Has a lot of defense and magic defense increases in general. Okay, you can see here 14% defense, 10% magic defense, right? 3% defense, 4% magic defense, right? 8% defense, 10% magic defense, and 10% hit points, 6% defense. So it's a very, very powerful Legend. In truth, more powerful than my own personal Legend. The biggest problem with this Legend, though, is that it's very PvE oriented rather than PvP, because it does not have an Overlord's badge, meaning this Legend is very vulnerable to things like Thousand Hooves or things that reduce your mobility and prevent you from guarding. So it's a great, with that said, it's still a great Legend. If you need a tank, by all means bring this Legend. It's just, it's, frankly speaking, it is more powerful than my own personal Legend. So it's worth bringing if you don't have a good tank, or if you use Legend but you don't have a Legend as powerful as this one. I've already covered this Elwyn. This Elwyn is a must bring. I mean, I don't see how anyone can have a more powerful Elwyn than this one. So next, Leon. Now, this Leon comes from the Emerald Gate server from the player Masamura. And the power rating is only 5,657. So compared to the previous ones, which are around 6k, there's already a huge drop off. In terms of the enchant, it has rough C, but the attack increase values are not super high. You can see there's only a 10% attack increase from the last night and another 5% from the Slayer's emblem. There's no other additional attack increases. So you're looking at a 15% attack increase, which frankly speaking is garbage. Generally speaking, any character you use for PvP should really have, at minimum in my opinion, around 25%. I personally have less, right? I only have 11% here and 7% here, so that's 18 and then 19% with the Ineos armor. But I do have a plus 18 attack here and also plus 8 attack there, which kind of makes up for it. So my personal Leon has roughly 25% attack increase. So if you don't have 25% attack increase, in my opinion, Leon is not worth using, because he'll really struggle to one-shot enemy players who have plus 40% attack, plus 40% additional hit points in PvP. So not a very good Elwyn. Vargas. Vargas's power is 5,358. So again, the power levels are just dropping steadily. This one has Steel Enchant, which it's a good enchant for PvE. It's not really a great enchant for PvP. But the main thing about Vargas in general is the amount of defense increases that you have. And there is 3% here, 11% here, 14% here, and another 5% here. So there is a maximum, I guess, a very good amount of defense increases. The problem is there's no additional hit point increases to go with it. Given that PvP gives you plus 40% hit points, the lack of any plus hit point percentages makes this Vargas very easy to kill in general. So I don't know. I don't personally recommend this Vargas. Again, if you don't have if you're lacking good tanks, by all means you can bring this Legend and Vargas, and then you'll have 2 tanks to use. But yeah, this is a very PvE focused Vargas. That's pretty much it. Maximum defense, no hit point increases. Next, Luna. This Luna is at 4837 power. You can see the power ratings are steadily dropping. Frankly speaking, at 4837 power, I think this character is not usable. It's just that simple. In terms of magic defense increases, it's actually, in my opinion, it's a little bit lacking there too, right? There's 8% increase rather than 15 here. There's 10% here rather than 15, right? There is 7 here, a max of 10, but this one's Greaves. It's not a Veil of Light. And the Eller's Bow does give the 4% the 4% magic defense increase. So it's lacking, I guess 7 plus 5, which is 12%. 12%, another 3, so it's missing 13% magic defense, or 14%. More importantly though, it's lacking any kind of hit point increases, hence the extremely low amount of power. Because there's no hit point increases at all here. So this is, in very many ways, a glass cannon Luna for PvE, or sorry, for PvP. So it's not really recommended. Jessica, Sorceress, 48, 42 power. Hero boost is 15% to everything, which means the bond is not even maxed out. I mean, that kind of sums it up, doesn't it? It could be used for teleport, don't get me wrong, but it's not really a super powerful Jessica, let's be honest, with the hero boost being what it is, and so on. If I bring up my Jessica quickly, I suspect if I fully gear up my Jessica, it would be more powerful than that one. My Jessica currently is not geared at all, of course, because I don't really use her. But yeah, I mean, with level 40 Purgatory, level 40 Angel's Feather, and so on, my Jessica is at 4,000 power. So, kind of sums it up, doesn't it? So, not usable either. And I think at this point, the rest of the Mercenaries are not usable either, because I have it sorted by power. So the last 3 would be even weaker, right? 48, 34 power Sonia, you know, let's take a quick look. The interesting thing here is this Sonia is fully attack focused, right? 11% attack, 4% attack here, 3% attack here with +5 attack, and 7% attack here. So you're looking at 11 plus 4, 14, 14 plus 3, 17, 17 plus 7. That's 24% attack increase. Now remember, you can get a maximum of 35%. So it's hard to say with 24% attack this Sonia is truly worth using. It would be different if this was a plus 15% attack weapon with, let's say, a Sealed Guardian instead of a Last Knight. But as it is, I personally can't really recommend this Sonia. You can use it. You know, it will do a good amount of damage with Strike and Assault and Ninjutsu, but I feel it's kind of lacking a tiny bit of damage. That's my opinion anyways. Because once again, remember, if I bring up my Leon, you can get 15% attack increase on your weapon, right? So you're looking, and Last Knight is missing 22 base attack, right? 85 versus 107. So that's a big minus there. Yeah. Usable, but not ideal would be what I would say about this Sonia. Narm is next from a dark cave. The power now has dropped to 4339. That's just far too low. In terms of attack increase, it's, yeah, the enchants are lacking too. There's only 9% attack with plus 27 attack. That's actually okay, to be fair, because there's the 27 attack here. That's practically equal to, I guess, another, what, 6% or so. So 9% attack with 27 attack. This is actually an okay weapon. But the problem is it has a Holy Arc. Holy Arc does not increase attack value. So that's a big issue right there. And the other two pieces of gear are just, they're kind of meh. So can't recommend this Narm at all. If this was an attack accessory, it could be considered, but because it's not an attack accessory, this Narm is garbage. And last but not least is Grenier with 4763 power, which is odd because I thought I had this sorted by power, but somehow Narm is placed higher than Grenier. Anyways, well, there's two SR items right there. That pretty much means this Grenier is not worth using. And in general, Grenier is considered one of the worst tanks anyways, so Yeah. So, there you go. In conclusion, I would say the only 100% must-use character is Suin's Elwyn. Right? Ledin, Vargas, Bozel are all optional, but they're not ideal characters. Still usable though. This Leon is a little bit lacking in my opinion due to the Last Night weapon and the Slayer's emblem only having 5% attack increase. And finally, the Sonia actually does have max attack increase, so it can be considered worth using depending on the power of your party. But I don't like the Last Night once again. So that concludes my video on the Mercenaries for the week. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this information useful. And on that note, Nitro out.